Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. I have probably the most exciting video of the year so far. I love watching these myself, so I was really excited to be able to do one this year for you guys. And this is the Hobonichi unboxing. I can't even fit the whole box in the screen because I went a little ham on what all I ordered. To be fair, not all of this is for me, and I'll get into that in a minute, but this is what my box looks like. It shipped from Japan all the way to the US. I am in Texas, so this is pretty good, I would say, in terms of international shipping quality, and you know, the box looks great. So I haven't even opened this. They literally just delivered this, so I'm gonna slice into this really quick. And we're gonna just start pulling things out. If you don't like crinkly noises, feel free to skip a little bit, just because I know that's offends some people, but I personally really like the crinkles, so yeah. All right. So it looks like they didn't send me a white box, which is what I've seen in some of the other videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull all of this out, and we'll open up each individual thing one by one. I also want to quickly put in here that I'm going to have timestamps for everything. If you are interested in anything specific, just check out the description. I'll have timestamps for everything down there. Okay, so this is everything. I believe these are the little bags. I did end up getting a box, which I was happy to see. So I'll have to open that up in a minute. But let me go through all of this individual stuff first. So I'm just going to pick up right off the top. This is an Anne pouch. And this one, I believe, is the part of the Makino, the Tomitaro Makino series. It's very well packaged, and it does have a texture to it. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but I love this texture. So it's got a pocket here. And this is what the inside looks like. It's this kind of like pale yellow. I love it. It's so beautiful. But the main reason I wanted for this is to carry my work weeks, because it fits perfectly in the pocket with a clear on cover, and I still have plenty of room for so many other things. And these gusseted pockets, there's 1, 2, 3 of them, and then there's a ton of little pockets inside that as well. Very, very spacious, which is what I wanted it for, was basically to hold my week's planner, because I like it a little bit better than the wallet zip covers, and just quality, amazing. The next thing I have here looks like one of the Hans. Oh, no, this is the 5-year. So I decided this year I was going to do a 5-year journal because I've been wanting to start one for a while, and I really want to be able to track like world events and the daily weather and like just daily things that I've done, and see how it looks on the same day over and over again through each year. This is the little pamphlet. I don't read Japanese, unfortunately, but I would assume this probably is telling you how to use it or what you could use it for. I know they have a section on their website where you can look and get ideas of what to use your 5-year journal for if you wanted to purchase one. They are rather expensive, and I know it's because they are super duper chunky. I do also like that they include this tiny little example page so you can test your pens on it before you start writing in the journal itself, just because I believe there's no extra notes pages in the back, but let's double check. I do like that it comes in its own little box. So it is a very floppy cover, very floppy. I really like that, actually. This is what the beginning pages look like. It has a year at a glance for each page, or each year, I guess, all the way through 2028. And then we start with January 1st, and it has like one little section for each day. So I want to preface this with, I know Sterling Ink came out with a 5-year journal. It is undated, and since I'm going to be using this every single day for 5 years, I just didn't feel the need to have to date it myself as well. I do like the idea of kind of making it whatever you want, but for something like this, I would rather have the structure. Also, this has 700 something pages, and the one she's offering is the same as her full year planner, which is 520 pages. So I'd rather have the extra space for stuff like this, just because it is something that I am really going to keep for a very, very long time. And I want to be able to hold as much information as possible, basically. But it goes all the way through the year. So starting with January 1st to December 31st. I did want to see if there is a February 29th. Okay, there is. So it does include the 2 leap years, so the 2024 and the 2028. That's the year that we have an extra day in February, in case you were wanting to know. And I do like that you get more space for those days. That's kind of cool, actually. So after the last day here, you get 1 page per year. So in this situation, you could probably do like a collection of photos, really whatever you want. When I set this up, I will be sure to share with you guys what all I decide to do with it, but for now, this is just the blank flip through. At the back, you also get a list for gift pages, addresses for up to 16 people versus like 8 people, which I think is in the A5 cousin size. You get a list, and you get 4 different ones, so you could separate it out into different years if you wanted to. And I believe this is like the About Me page, like the My Favorites, but it's just in Japanese. And then personal notes at the back, which would be like your personal information, your name, address, things like that. Overall, really like this. Also, in case you were wondering, this cover is plastic. It is not leather or anything. It is just a really floppy plastic cover. Next thing we have here is another pouch. This is mainly what I wanted this year, was pouches, since I am getting common planners. But this is the mini pocket pouch, and this is another one of the Tomitaro, I think Tomitaro Makino. I don't remember how to pronounce the name. I'm so sorry. But this is the white flowers, I believe. And I wanted this one specifically for my PET cut-ups. So like when I cut up a PET tape, I just want to be able to like flip through it really quick and see what all I can get. And this is really perfect for traveling. So if I like go journal at a cafe or go see a friend, whatever, then I can just take this with me, and I don't have to bring like my giant binder full of PET tape clippings. I can just take a few with me in this, and that's mainly what I wanted it for. I do realize that it is white and it'll likely get dirty, but I think that's part of the appeal for me, is that I can see that it's well loved. Also, this one has a beautiful texture on it as well. It's a little bit of like a raised flower with the tufts in the middle of the flowers. I think it's quite pretty. And this is the last pouch that I got. This is the lace in the large drawer pouch size. Oh, I love this. So the lace is not attached all the way around. It is loose in the middle. It's just sewn in at the corners. At the back, it does have this beautiful deep pocket that you could probably fit a whole planner in there, honestly, if you wanted to. I mainly got this for my iPad. I really wanted to be able to store my iPad with my planner as well. Probably should have cut that, but it's okay. And it opens all the way up like so. And this one does fit an A5 size book, which is what I wanted it for. Again, if not my iPad, then I can take my very large Hobonichi cousin in here, and it'll still zip up even with it being super chunky. So I just liked that this was a better carrying pouch, in my opinion, than the planner covers that they have that are zip ups. I just want to be able to hold stuff I need for traveling purposes. And then for like my iPad, it'll hold my Apple Pencil. It'll hold any kind of other little tidbits and things that I want. I've also been told and seen that an A6 size book will fit in this back cover. Yep. So that is an A6 size Hobonichi notebook, and it fits in this back pocket, which there are 2 of. I don't think you could fit 2 A6 books side by side, but you could definitely fit 1 for sure. That's really nice. Moving on to this little stack over here. I'm just gonna go through this stack on this side. So these are all of the accessories that I got, or more of the accessories I got, I should say. I wanted to get the Animal Crossing pencil board because I myself play Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I wanted to get the A6 size because of one of the planners I got, and I will show that in a minute. I also got one of the Hobonichi photo albums sleeve things. I'll show you what I use these for. So I also put my PET tape cut-ups in these. I think they work really well in terms of finding designs that I like, and that way I can just reach in and pull one out. And so I wanted to get 1 more of these because I have 2 and I needed 1 more for the extra PET tape like cut-ups that I already have. And then that little pouch will be for like carrying it around. I also use these little supplemental memo notebooks all the time. I use one every single year. So this year I have one for my spending tracking. This year I have one for my spending tracking. I also intend to start putting like my orders and packaging logs all into the same book because it's helpful for when I do like my taxes, any kind of budgeting. I just have everything ready to go in one book versus having to bring like a box of receipts and papers and things like that. And then the other one I have as a perpetual swatch book, which I did a video on this a long time ago, but I basically can move this from planner to planner, and I don't have to worry about re-swatching my papers. Obviously, this is the old Tomoever paper, and I believe this is the new one is the new Tomoever paper, the Sanzen paper. I'm going to double check before I create another one of these, but it's been really nice to see like all of my astrology notes too in the same form. So I may just make that one new one a new astrology book and leave this one as the pen swatches, but we'll see what I do with that. But that's what I like to use these memo pads for. I also had to get the last size of the Tomitaro Makino pencil boards. I really wanted to get the A5 size, and this is finally when they offered it. I have the A6 size right here, which has the yellow background. And I also have the weeks size right here, which has the purple background. So if you wanted to see the background of this one, it is this beautiful kind of aqua-y teal color. So I found it really interesting that this corner is like part torn, I guess because whatever drawing this is probably on a torn piece of paper. And I like that it adds a little bit of character to this pencil board, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's so unique and so pretty. But I really love this collection, which is why I wanted to get the A5 size in addition to the other sizes that I already have. This is one of the week's clear covers. I usually get one every year from Hobonichi because they are $2.99 US, at least for this year's conversion. They're usually so much cheaper from the Hobonichi website, and if I'm already making an order, I'm going to tack on the accessories I use every year anyways. This year was the first year I didn't get any notebooks because I already have so many, but I wanted to get another clear cover for the weeks because I have one coming, and I wanted to be able to use it for that as well. This will probably give away the planners that I'm using, but these are the Han clear covers. So I'm going to show how these fit on the Han itself once I get them out, but I also got 2 A5s and an A6. One of them is not for me. And then I got, of course, if I got the rest of the collection, I might as well get the cover for it, right? So this is, again, part of the Tomitaro Makino collection. I love the colors of these bookmarks. It's like a light teal and a light purple. And then it has the little card, Hobonichi card, and then a freshness. Yeah, this is a freshness thing. So it does have only one pocket on each side, which is something I actually like. I don't use all of the pockets. And then it has a tiny pen loop, which would probably just be for the pen clip. The back pocket had the saying, "There isn't any grass without a name," and I think that is so wonderful. And then the front looks like this. It is kind of shiny. It definitely feels printed onto the fabric, which this is a very fabric-like feel. But I'm really happy with this. Just for giggles, this is my 2023 Undated Common Planner. I wanted to see how this would fit. Okay, so with the clear cover, it's not going to fit. But if I take the clear cover off, it does fit. So with the clear cover, it does not fit. Without the clear cover, it does fit. So just keep that in mind if you were interested in getting a common planner for 2024. This will only hold it without a clear cover. I don't think you might be able to squish it in there with a clear cover on it, but I wouldn't risk it. I don't usually tuck my front covers in, but we'll go ahead and give that a shot. Oof. So if you were to tuck both covers in, it's a very, very tight fit. I don't know if I would recommend putting both in just because I think it's a little too snug. If you only did one side, I think that would be much better. Because the one side fits really nice. If you put both sides in, I think it's going to put too much stress on the actual cover of the planner, and it might deter the binding even more so than the binding is already having issues. So just keep that in mind. Right. This box here has, so this should be the undyed natural A5 5-year cover. Ooh, okay, this leather feels really nice. Like really nice. Okay. I really like this. So I'm going to put the 5-year planner in it. I also like that it's, I don't know, it's unique. That's one thing I really like about leather covers is that each one has a uniqueness to it because they're all slightly different. Like they all are cut a little differently. So being that this cover is really floppy, this is honestly kind of challenging to get in here. So hold on a minute. Okay, so I got one side in. This is what it looks like with just the one side. It's pretty loose actually. So you could add a little bit of bulk to your 5-year if you wanted. And then this is what it looks like with both covers in. Well, maybe. It fits much nicer with both covers in the leather cover than just with one. And I think it's meant to be used this way with both covers in. But I mean, it's up to your preference, I guess, how you want to do it. But I'm interested to see how this patinas over time since it is the undyed leather. And if you're touching it every single day, like the oils in your hands and stuff will change the color of the leather over time, which I think is really, really neat. This is the cover I think I'm the most excited for. So I have been a Taut user for about a year now. This is the color they did for 2023. It was Celeste Blue. It is this gorgeous pebbled, like lightish blue leather cover. I love this cover so much. And when I saw that they came out with one that was like this dark black red color, I had to get it. It was expensive, but worth it. So worth it in my opinion. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so Just look at the shine on this baby. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's the back. It is so pretty. Oh my gosh. So mine doesn't seem to have any kind of coloration on it. Like, it's all pretty solid all the way through. There's no patches that are a little bit lighter or darker. It's just pretty much uniform in color, which I think is really nice. Over time, the wear will show really how it turns out. This is just a little page. Also, the smell of this leather has an interesting scent to it. It's not leathery smelling. It smells almost like, I don't know, maybe it's the dye they used, but I really like this. It is super smooth, so smooth. Like there's no, yeah, it's so smooth. Holy crap. Okay, so if you wanted to see what this looked like with a common planner in it, I've been housing my common planner in my Celeste blue cover for a while, but I really wanted to see what it would look like with this color. It's so pretty. Also, this is what the fit looks like. It's nice. Again, I don't think I would put both covers in just because I don't think it would work that well, but one cover, yes. Also, this one has very minimal pockets, and again, that tinier pen loop, so you can only put the pen clip in it, but I think it looks really nice. In case you're wondering what a chunky cousin looks like in it, so it does fit with the clear cover really nicely. I'm not going to try to put the front cover in. It does have some overhang, so if you have a very chunky book, I wouldn't recommend the Taut covers because it's not very good for chunk. It's too short on that front side. But this is what this looks like. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to use this, you guys. Yes. Also, this will likely get scratched, show wear and tear. That's part of owning a leather cover. It's what makes it unique to you. I don't mind that. If you are someone who really just doesn't want their cover to look imperfect at all, I would not get a leather cover. I would pass on that. It also has this little leather bookmark. I'm not going to pull this off. I don't really use this, but I do save them just because they are little pieces of leather and I really like how they look. Okay, now for the white box, which everyone thinks it's white. This is like a pale yellow. This is almost like a cream color. It's not white at all. It's definitely a lighter pale yellow. And then the text isn't red, it's almost like a off red. Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, so this is what the inside looks like this year. The message says, a calendar is filled with numbers, days that have passed and days still to come. It's funny, of all of them, the only one we are living is today. The only day we can reach out and touch is today. I think that's really nice. All right. Oh, make sure there's no slips. Okay, so it looks like they put all of my planners into one box, which I really like. So I'm going to pull all these out and then I'm going to get rid of this box out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to start with the weeks that I got. This is the Tomitaro Makino weeks. So I wanted to get the 2024 version because I have the 2023 version. So this is the 2023 version. And this is the 2024 version. So you can see the designs are slightly different. I believe it's still part of the same drawing or like a series of drawings, like most of his artwork is. But I was really excited to see that they were different designs so I can get like another one of his collection. It also came with this cute little life book pamphlet. I'm interested to see if they put this in every single one of them. It is in Japanese. I did get the Japanese version of all of the planners because I usually write in what I care about and I don't care about the quotes. So if they're in English, I don't read them anyways. But let's go ahead and flip through this briefly. If you haven't seen what a week usually looks like, there are tons of videos out there on YouTube and photos of the weeks itself on the internet. This is what the beginning looks like of the Japanese version. This is like the calendex. And then it's going to have your months from December all the way through March. So you get, what is that, 17 months? Anyways, you get more months than you need. And then it jumps straight into the weeklies, which it starts in November. So one thing I really liked about the weeks last year, at least, was that it started in November and I didn't have to wait until December to start using it. Although this year I might wait. I'm not sure yet. I don't really have a whole lot of plans for this yet. So this one, I just wanted to get the cover. I may end up redating this. I may end up not using it for 24. This is just, again, I wanted to complete my collection of his artwork for this. It does come with a sticky pocket, which is common in most weeks, that you can either stick it in the front or back cover. And this one does not need a clear cover. It is part of the material that they say you can just wipe off. It can wear a clear cover if you want it to, but it's so interesting to see how skinny this one is and how chunky the one I have over there is. But yeah, so this is the Tomitaro Makino weeks in the, I think it's Shihai Sumire is how you pronounce the actual name of the cover. The next one I got is a Han, and this is the A6 Han in the Liberty Fabrics. I was super excited for this one, and if you were following me on Instagram, you probably saw my struggle in picking which cover I wanted to get. So I really wanted to try the Liberty Fabrics because I love the florals this year. The blues, the pinks, the reds, the little lime green flowers. It is so pretty. Also, just so you know, this is still pretty flexible, as is the weeks. So they're not hard, like they're hardcover, but they're not flexible. Like they're still really flexible. Also part of the Han, oh cool, I got another little pamphlet. Also part of the Han is this clear pencil board here. It does have kind of an acetate feeling, so it will likely get scratched up over time, but it does have a very small pen loop as well that you could probably just hook your pen clip in. I wouldn't suggest forcing a large pen or any kind of small pen even down this. I think it'd be working best for just the pen clip, or you could just cut it off if you don't even want it there at all. This is the little Liberty Fabrics, but let's take a look inside the Han because I know these are a brand new product for Hobonichi this year, and I was really interested to see what the inside would look like. I know it's supposed to be exactly like the normal planners, but I wanted to just look for myself as well. So the opening cover pages here are Han. They're different than the weeks. So the weeks will say Hobonichi, I believe. Yeah. Or Hobo, I guess. But those are different. You still have your flyleaf page. You still get your 3 years in the front as a yearly overview. You still get all of your normal Calendex pages. And this is the A6 size, so there is no weeklies in this one. I do like that the Calendex for this goes all the way to March, which is different than the cousin and the weeks. You start with December. And again, go all the way through March. So again, you get lots of monthly pages. I will say right off the bat, flipping through this, it does lay fairly flat. Since it does have the spine, it's not going to lay flat like the cousin does right off the bat. But as you use the planner, the back will relax. Just know that it's got this, it has a spine. Like it's not going to fold in like most of the Hobonichi planners do. Which if you've used a weeks, you understand that it's got a spine. It's not going to curve. It's not going to lay flat like where you could break it in half almost flat. Every planner comes with a turning the page. These are just 2 blank pages in the middle. You get a cover page for your monthlies, and then all of your dailies have this little tab on the side so you can see where you're at just by looking at the edge of the planner, or you can tab it yourself, up to you there. It does come with 2 bookmarks. This one is yellow and kind of a navy color. I'm interested to see if that's different on the other planners. Yeah, I mean, the colors look like they're exactly the same as last year. And then in the back, you have the same notes pages after the dailies. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 grid pages in the back of the A6. You get a timetable times 2. I've seen people use this with like hand lettering practice where they'll practice their letters or their alphabet. You get some graph paper or grid, like extra grid pages. You could probably ignore the graph lines if you wanted to. This is the favorites page, which they doubled, I guess, this year. And then you get a May 100 page. Interesting. I think they squished these down. I don't remember it being that skinny. This is supposed to be an interview with yourself. You could probably look up videos of the English version and find what the prompts say if you don't read Japanese or speak Japanese like me. And then you can fill it out, or you can just put a word of the month in here. You get, I mean, there's 12 squares, so you could do something for each month in the boxes as well. This is desserts. Again, you could probably look up the English version and see what it's recipes for. This is caring for your eyesight. Also, you could look up the English version. Not really sure what this one is. Looks like some kind of botany, maybe nature-y type stuff. And then you have your personal information, the age table. I want to say there's something about solar terms in here as well. But you can always look on the Hobonichi website, I believe, for the English versions too. And one thing we love about Hobonichi is they stamp each book individually with a number, so it is unique to you. And that is it for the Han A6. I'm going to go ahead and try to put the clear cover on it. I will say the texture of this clear cover is very thin compared to the Hobonichi Weeks cover, but it fits perfectly, like snug to a T in terms of how the cover fits. I feel like if you chunked it out, it would still be okay considering the spine is going to stay pretty sturdy. If you wanted to see what it looks like opened up with the clear cover on it, it does have a little bit of overhang on each side, but nothing too serious. Also, because I forgot to pull the bookmarks out of this one, I'm going to find the bookmarks. Okay, so for this one, it has a black and a silver bookmark. All right, next one is another Han. Again, this was mainly my interest this year considering I'm going for a common planner for my main book, but I wanted a Han for like personal work stuff, just because I also wanted to see how they were made and what they look like because it's something new that Hobonichi offered this year. I also think it's interesting they went back to the plastic packaging versus the paper packaging. I don't know if the standard books this year have the paper packaging that they had for 2023, but I think that's really interesting. So this one is not for me. This one is for my boyfriend. I got him addicted to Hobonichi, and he wanted the Tiny Dragons cover, and I was so grateful because I wanted this one too, and it was so cute, but since he's getting it, I can admire it through him. But he did give me permission to unwrap it and show you guys what it looks like up close and all that kind of gorgeousness. He got a good pattern too. He got one seahorse kind of on the 4, but it's not too bad. And then on the spine, they're all kind of even, which is kind of cool. But he's got a couple of baby seahorses. He's got one coral there, a coral, another baby seahorse. So he got a lot of the really unique design options, which is really cool. So that is what the cover looks like. If you want to hear what it's definitely fabricy. It does have some texture to it, which is common with the bow and tie fabric. It's pretty much just like what a regular like tie, like a dress tie would feel like, is the best way I can describe what the fabric feels like. This is the inside cover. Again, you'll probably have to work at it to get it to lay totally flat in the beginning. It's not like the traditional books that just immediately lay flat when you open them up. But this is what the inside looks like. So standard cousin insides. You got your year at a glance, Calendex pages, and then your monthlies. Again, it goes all the way through March. And then goes straight into your weeklies. And then once the weeklies end, you get your 2 pages in the middle, your cover page for each month, and then all of the dailies, which again have that colored tab on the side. And then at the last day, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes pages, a times table, a graph page, a favorites page, the My 100 page, the interview with yourself page, which the A5 size has 12 as well, the desserts page, the eyesight page. Again, I'm not really sure what these 2 pages are. And then personal notes, gifts, the year table, and I believe one of these is solar terms again. But this is what this one looks like. It again comes with that clear pencil board with the little pen loop and a little booklet, which I'm going to leave all of that for him to explore. But that is what the A5 Han looks like with the Tiny Dragons cover. And now for the one that I ordered for me. So this is the Cats and Me A5 Han. All right, so this is what my cover looks like. I got a few of the little pink yarn balls. I do have a cat underneath my 4. I do have a yarn ball underneath my Han, which I think is really unique. And that is what it looks like. I love the color of this. It's very seafoam, light mint. It's very pretty. I really like this a lot, actually. I'm so happy with this. Wow. So this is what the inside looks like. It'll be the same as the one I just showed you guys with the tiny dragons. And then in the back, I mean, all of this is exactly the same. The ribbons are gold and navy. So I assume all of the Hans will have the gold and navy, and then the weeks will have the silver and black, unless it is a specialty weeks. Then the colors might be a little bit different. But that is what that looks like. This is the same pencil board, little pamphlet, and the back cover. So I do want to put a clear cover on this just to see what it looks like. And then I also want to try fitting it in a cover and see how that works out too. So this is the A5 Han cover. These do have a very plasticky smell, so if you're sensitive to smells, just keep that in mind. All right, so inside a clear cover, it fits very snug, very nice. nice and glary, shiny, I'm sure. It does fit, like I said, very snugly. Got one of my hairs in there. If we open the book up in the middle and let it lay flat, it does stick out a little bit more than the A6 from what it looks like, but it still looks really nice all together. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the clear cover on, and then I'm gonna see if it'll fit in this cover, which was already pretty slim with the common planner in it. So let's see how it looks. So with the clear cover, it is not going to fit. Without the clear cover, it is not going to fit. So just know that this one is not going to work for that. I want to try it in the Taut just to see. Okay, so it'll fit without a clear cover in terms of the back cover sliding in. Closing though, it is going to be a little too short. So there's that. I want to see if maybe, let me try the blue one I have from last year. Because this one might be like still really stiff. So this is the blue Taut cover from last year, and it's very floppy because I've used it for a while. Yeah, so it's still a little too short, so I don't think it would work well in any of the Hobonichi covers. It is designed to be without a cover, that's why it has the hard cover, but I think if you wanted to put it inside another cover, you would just need to alter the dimensions or find a, I don't know, a really large withstanding cover to fit over it. Okay. And then I do also want to see how it fits in the large drawer pouch. All right, so it fits beautifully inside the large drawer pouch. So if you wanted to use one of these as a cover, you definitely could. There you go. That's what fits. I still really like this, though. It looks really good. Oh, there is one more cover that it might fit in, and that is the A5, or the 5-year, sorry, covers. I mean, it's still A5. So I think on Yoseka, they showed that the Han does fit inside the 5-year covers. But let's see. Oh yeah, if you wanted to get one of the 5-year covers, this fits in there perfectly with room to grow. Let me put a clear cover back on this, and I'll see if it fits with a clear cover as well. Okay, so with the clear cover on top of the Han, if we were to put it in the 5-year cover, ooh, it's a little, like if you forced it, it might go, but I'd say that's pretty snug and probably wouldn't be worth the damage to either the cover or the planner itself. So I would say no. Without the clear cover, yes. With the clear cover, no. All right, the last thing I'm going to talk about, and then I will end this because it's a really long video as it is, are the freebies. So depending on what books you order, you can either get one of their pens or one of their little bags this year. Since I ordered 3 Hans, I got a bag for each of those and a pen for each of those. And then for the weeks, I got, I believe, the pen, and then for the A5 or the 5-year planner, I believe I got the bag. I don't know if that's exactly what it's supposed to be, but I got the right number of things, if that makes sense. But let's do the bags first, because I'm interested to see which ones I got, because there were 4 different options. Okay, so I got the How Are You in yellow. Oh no, I got another one of those. Okay, I got the pretzel, which is the one that I wanted the most. And I got the rice ball, which is the other one I really liked. So I'm okay that I got 2 of the same one. It would have been cool to have one of each design, but I'm perfectly satisfied with the ones that I got. Here, we'll put that one to the side. And then as for the pen, this year's colorway was really nice. It's stuck in there, guys. What am I doing wrong? Okay, there we go. All right, so this is what the pen looks like. It's this kind of nice sagey green color. Here, I'll put this in the background. It's this nice sagey green color. It does say the Hobonichi pen on it. Basically, it's Hobonichi Techo 2024. So if you have one from previous years, it'll say the year on it, which I think is really nice. It does have black ink, blue ink, and red ink. I do think that I mean, this is a Uni Jetstream. It's one of my favorite pens. I really like this color and pen body. I do have a couple of extras, so I may be either giving those away or selling them. I'm not super sure yet. Stay tuned on my Instagram for that, because that's probably where I will announce if I'm going to be giving away any of the extra pens that I got. But that is it for the Hobonichi release. All right, you guys, this is everything I got from Hobonichi this year. It was a lot more than I had intended to get in the beginning. I really wasn't going to buy any planners from them whatsoever this year for 2024, because I was going to go with the common planner. But after they released the Hans, I had to give it a chance. I had to see what they would be like. And I do have plans for all of these books, so stay tuned, subscribe if you're interested to see what my 2024 lineup is going to look like, what my setups are going to be, all that kind of stuff. I will definitely be sharing everything with you as always. If you're interested in any of the products that I have here today, please feel free to visit Hobonichi's website. I will try to link it down below. It should update to wherever you are in terms of currency. I know they have changed a lot of options this year in terms of buying from them, which I think is absolutely fabulous. Again, if you are interested in maybe snagging one of the extra pens I got, be sure to head over to my Instagram. I will leave my handle on the screen, and I will be sharing what I plan to do with those as well. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a long one, but I love Hobonichi. They're hard to beat. It's very nostalgic for me, considering they were my first planner that I ever achieved planner piece in, and since then things have kind of shooken my world. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll stop rambling now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.